What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to keep the saga going with 2005's Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, starring Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, Hayden Christensen, Ian McDermott, Samuel L. Jackson, Jimmy Smits, Christopher Lee, Anthony Daniels, Kenny Baker, Frank Oz, Ahmed Best, and Peter Mayhew. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here today once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And we're here with the final chapter of the prequel trilogy, Revenge of the Sith. As you've seen the last couple days, I've talked about The Phantom Menace. I've talked about Attack of the Clones. I've really tried to be fair about the good and the bad of what there was with each movie. And I think it's safe to say that, without question, Revenge of the Sith is the best of the prequel trilogy. Because it's the movie that really brings to fruition all of the loose ends from the prequels and just really beautifully kind of sets up what's to come with A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Our film opens high above Coruscant, and Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker have been dispatched on a rescue mission to save Supreme Chancellor Palpatine from Separatist Commander General Grievous. Once they are able to infiltrate Grievous's flagship, the Jedi once again duel with Sith Lord Count Dooku, whom Anakin is able to overpower and decapitate at the urging of Palpatine. Grievous, however, is able to escape, and the two Jedi crash land the ship onto Coruscant. Upon their return to the planet, Anakin reunites with his wife, Padme Amidala, who reveals to him that she is pregnant. And although he is very excited, Anakin begins to have visions of Padme dying during childbirth, much like the visions that he had about his mother, Shmi, just before her untimely passing in the last movie. Supreme Chancellor Palpatine appoints Anakin to the Jedi Council in order to be his personal representative. The Council allows the appointment, but declines Anakin the right of Jedi Master, as they are suspicious of Palpatine and his motives. The Council then gives Anakin a mission to spy on Palpatine, which kind of diminishes some of Anakin's trust in the Jedi Council. Darth Sidious orders General Grievous to take the Separatist movement to the Mustafar system, which is a lava planet, while Obi-Wan travels to another planet where he is able to apprehend and kill General Grievous. Yoda then travels to Kashyyyk, the homeworld of Chewbacca and the rest of the Wookiees, in order to help defend it from a Separatist invasion. All the while, Palpatine continues to tempt Anakin with his knowledge of the Force, including the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise, a Sith Lord who had the power to prevent death, which he had taught to his apprentice. Palpatine offers to teach this power to Anakin so that he can prevent Padme's death. And all of this information causes Anakin to deduce the fact that Supreme Chancellor Palpatine is actually Sith Lord Darth Sidious. Anakin reports this discovery to Jedi Master Mace Windu, who takes some of the Jedi to arrest Palpatine. Palpatine is able to kill 3 members of the Jedi Order, before Mace Windu subdues him. Desperate to save Padme's life, Anakin storms the room and tries to convince Mace Windu that he has to stand trial. And when Mace Windu tells him that he is too powerful, Anakin disarms Windu, cutting off his hand, and Palpatine uses the Force lightning to send the Jedi Master plummeting to his death. Anakin then pledges himself to the Sith, and Darth Sidious renames and christens Anakin as Darth Vader. Palpatine then commands the clone trooper army to execute Order 66, which commands the troopers to kill their commanding Jedi officers, which send the Jedi into near extinction. Meanwhile, Vader storms the Jedi Temple and kills the younglings, the last remaining Jedi there on Coruscant. Vader then travels to the Mustafar system with orders to assassinate the Separatist leaders. In a session of the Galactic Senate, Palpatine declares himself Emperor and transforms the Republic into the Galactic Empire. Palpatine denounces the Jedi as traitors, and as the only Jedi having survived Order 66, Obi-Wan and Yoda return to Coruscant, where they learn of Anakin's turn to the dark side. Yoda instructs Obi-Wan to find and confront his former Padawan while he deals with Darth Sidious. And when Padme learns of Anakin's betrayal of the Jedi, she travels to Mustafar with Obi-Wan stowing away on her ship. She doesn't know he's there. Padme tries to convince Anakin to abandon the dark side, but he refuses. Obi-Wan reveals himself, and Anakin angrily uses the Force to knock Padme unconscious, feeling that her and Obi-Wan were conspiring against him. Obi-Wan and Vader then engage in an epic lightsaber duel, which ends with Obi-Wan severing Anakin's legs and his left arm. Obi-Wan takes Anakin's lightsaber and leaves him for dead. Back on Coruscant, Yoda and Darth Sidious engage in a lightsaber duel until a stalemate is reached. Yoda then flees the scene with Senator Bail Organa of Alderaan and regroups with Obi-Wan and Padme on the planet of Polis Massa. There, Padme gives birth to twins, which she names Luke and Leia. Padme, having lost her will to live, dies soon after the birth of her and Anakin's children. Back on Mustafar, Darth Sidious finds his new apprentice, Darth Vader, barely alive and heavily mutilated. Sidious takes Vader's body to Coruscant, where the body is treated and covered in a black armored suit. When Vader asks about Padme, Sidious tells him that he killed her in a blind rage, which in turn devastates Vader. Obi-Wan and Yoda devise a plan to conceal the twins' existence from the Sith, and they go into exile until the time is right to challenge the Empire. On Naboo, a funeral service is held for Amidala, the former queen. Darth Sidious and Darth Vader supervise the construction of the Death Star. Bail Organa takes Leia to his home planet of Alderaan, where he and his wife adopt her. And Obi-Wan takes Luke to Owen and Beru Lars on Tatooine before he disappears into exile to watch over Luke from afar. Like I said, I think there's little to no argument that in the grand scheme of the prequel trilogy, this film is regarded as the best film. Between Vader's finally succumbing to the darkness and turning to the dark side, the birth of Luke and Leia, the death of all the Jedi, the death of the younglings, Order 66, which in turn leads to the death of all the Jedi. But that's just such an iconic line, I had to mention it as a separate. The creation of the Galactic Senate, seeing the Death Star construction just before the end of the film. Like, there's so many pieces that we know about come episode 4, 5, and 6 that they made sure to service and to place into this film, that I feel like it's really hard to hate on this one. Again, Jar Jar's role is scaled back in this one, which in turn allows Yoda versus Sidious to have that epic lightsaber battle. As I touched on the previous 2 days, I'll say it one more time here because it's the last time we see Jar Jar. Jar Jar was the blueprint for what they could accomplish with Yoda. Simple. But this film, I don't feel I have to defend as badly as I do the other two, because I feel, like I said, that this is the best of the prequel trilogy, and most people tend to agree with me there. I like some of the memes that have come out regarding this film over the years. My two favorites specifically, and please keep in mind the sense of humor here, okay? But by no means am I trying to get too philosophical or too religious here. But the two main ones that I like are this one. The moment you realize that this fight looks exactly like this one. And then the second one is a little bit more on the religious tip. Sith Lords. Jesus was one. And then there's the whole Anakin, if you are not with me, then you are my enemy. Obi-Wan, only a Sith deals in absolutes. And then from Matthew 12:30, he that is not with me is against me. So the fact that, those things have popped up over the years, I found kind of entertaining as well. What do you guys think of Revenge of the Sith? Is it the best of the prequel trilogy? No? Let me know. All you guys that are watching the premiere, leave in your comments over here. If you're watching it on demand, let me know what you think down here. But when it comes to my official rating on Revenge of the Sith, 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really, really love the focus and the relationship building between Palpatine and Anakin in this one. You get it a little bit in Attack of the Clones, but you really get your teeth into the future Emperor Vader relationship with this one. Especially when they're sitting there and Palpatine tells the story of Darth Plagueis the Wise. And you can kind of feel all this stuff, and like, if you've seen the original trilogy, then you already knew that he was the Emperor. But if you had never seen that before, and you're listening to him tell the tale of Darth Plagueis the Wise to Anakin, and you're thinking to yourself, how does he know all of this stuff about the Force and the Sith Lord? And why is he so knowledgeable about this? Then when Anakin has that aha moment and you have it too, I think it's just great story weaving, because I do know that there was an entire generation of kids that these were some of their first experiences to the Star Wars franchise. They didn't grow up with 4, 5, and 6 like I did. They were born during the time when 1, 2, and 3 were the big deal. And like I said, just that whole initial revelation to that generation that Anakin is now Darth Vader, that Palpatine is the Emperor. I can only imagine how mind blown some of those kids were seeing these things for the first time. Don't forget to get out there on social media. Try and get those hashtags trending for me. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans.
We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade J.J. Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today.
Don't forget to get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all your merchandise, exclusive merchandise from the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, your Renegade J.J. Williams shirt, Statboy Sports Bar, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, hashtag Statboy Approved, all your official merchandise for the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo to choose from, Talk Wrestling, Meachamania, and so much more. Tomorrow, back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, when I bring you yet another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. Make sure you're here tuned in when I cover 2018's Solo, starring Alden Ehrenreich, Woody Harrelson, Emilia Clarke, Donald Glover, Thandie Newton, Paul Bettany, Aaron Kellyman, Ray Park, and Junice Suotamo. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow when I bring you the next official installment in the Star Wars story. And we kind of have that little break here in the middle and find out where some of our characters go from Revenge of the Sith, and find out where some of our new characters come from as we lead into A New Hope. So make sure you're here for that. Once again, to all you guys that have been watching the premiere, commenting over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate you. All my fans that have been watching on demand, leaving your comments down here, once again, thank you. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of my fans that continue to tune in with me every day. We've got a lot more here to come during May and Star Wars/Star Trek month. So I will see you guys next time, and may the Force be with you.